Welcome back. We now join Tennis in Glasgow for the sports news.
In tonight's sports news, a West Indies emerging team clinched maiden Super 50 Cup title. West Indies names ODI and T20 squads for India tour, and St. Lucia Cricket has elected a new president. We bowl off with regional cricket. Impressive spells from spinners Kevin Sinclair and Yannick Correa took West Indies' emerging team to their maiden Super 50 Cup title after they bowled out the Leeward Islands for 88 for a whopping 205-run win in Port of Spain on Sunday. Summarized scores in the match: West Indies emerging team 293 for 7. Julian, he scored 83, Drakes getting 38, Correa scored 34, Cater scored 30, Boswain taking 2 for 59 and Burridge 2 for 59. The Leeward Islands, they only scored 88, 4 for 20 for Sinclair and Correa 3 for 8. The emerging team went on to win by 205 runs. In more cricket news, the West Indies last week announced its ODI and T20 squads for the upcoming tour of India. Kieran Pollard will continue to lead both the ODI and T20 squads, with Nicholas Pooran as his deputy in the shorter format and Shai Hope taking over the role of vice-captain in the ODIs. The selectors decided to keep faith with the players who recently played against Afghanistan in Lucknow. West Indies, the reigning ICC World T20 champions, will begin its tour with a three-match T20 series starting with the opening match in Hyderabad on December the 6th. It will be followed by the second T20 on December the 8th and the third match to be held in Mumbai on December 11th. The two teams will then meet in 3 ODIs in Chennai on December 15th, in Vizag on December 18th, and in Cuttack on December 22nd. The ODI squad reads Sunil Ambris, Shai Hope, Kerry Pierre, Roston Chase, Alzari Joseph, Kieran Pollard, Sheldon Cottrell, Brandon King, Nicholas Pooran, Shimron Hetmeyer, Evan Lewis, Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, Kimo Paul, and Hayden Walsh Jr. The T20 squad is Fabian Allen, Brandon King, Dennis Ramdeen, Sheldon Cottrell, Evan Lewis, Shafin Rutherford, Shimron Hetmeyer, Kerry Pierre, Lyndell Simmons, Jason Holder, Kieran Pollard, Hayden Walsh Jr., Kimo Paul, Nicholas Pooran, and Keswick Williams. We move on to domestic cricket. This past Saturday, the St. Lucia National Cricket Association held its annual general meeting. The main item on the agenda was the election of officers to serve the various positions for the next 2 years. In the all-important position of president, for the first time, incumbent Julian Charles was challenged by president of the Central Castries Cricket Association, Carol Henry. With Deriso being only one of the 16 affiliates absent from the meeting, Henry went on to win the election by a slim margin of 1, ending in an 8-7 victory. Here follows the list of the other members on the executive to serve the period 2019 to 2021. The first Vice President, Shona Alcindor, second Vice President, Simmons Jules, third Vice President, Rosie Preville, the Principal Secretary, John Estefan, Kayan Daniel will serve as Secretary, and Celestine Laurent as Treasurer. We move on to youth cricket. The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports has released the names of 13 players and 4 reserves to represent St. Lucia in this year's Winlot Leeward Islands Under-15 cricket tournament to be held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from December the 10th to the 18th, 2019. The full squad reads: the team is going to be captained by Can Elcock from the Leon Hess, Isaiah Jones, Sachin George, Tory Pius, and Darwin Ford, all from Leon Hess. From the St. Mary's College, Colleen St. Hill, Cleanus Jules, Tyler Venner, and Jackson Justine. Theo Edward from Grand Riviere Secondary, Zenia Dean Regis from Soufriere Comprehensive, Jordan Emmanuel from Choiseul Secondary, and Kingsley Paul from the Cicero Secondary. The reserves are Carol McLennan and Joel Simon from SMC, Kaylan Neptune from Vieux Comprehensive, Aaron St. Clair from the Dame Paulette Louise Primary School. Change of sport now, athletics. Uganda's Joshua Cheptegei has set a new 10 kilometers road world record in Valencia, beating the previous best of Kenyan Leonard Coleman. Cheptegei, who won the world 10,000-meter title on the track in Doha earlier this year, clocked 26 minutes and 38 seconds in Spain, improving Coleman's 2010 mark by 6 seconds. It caps a remarkable year for the Ugandan, who also won the IAAF World Cross Championships in Denmark in March. We conclude tonight's sports with veterans football. A total of 15 goals were scored between match days 9 and 10 this past weekend as Veteran in Sports Inc. 2019-2020 season rolls on. On Saturday, 30th November, Soufrière deepened the defending champions Miku Woes by handing them a 2-1 defeat. Flow Lancers FC disconnected Labowie Connections by trouncing them 4-0, whilst Monrepo Sharks beat Vieux-Fort South 1-0. On Sunday, 1st December, Congorians and Professor Kings played to a 0-all stalemate, whilst the informed and impressive Canaries played a blinder to beat Labrie Veteran 3-1. Canisius, aka Kim Jabatisi for brace for Canaries, and in today's derby, Central View Fort crawled back to draw 2-all with the rivals Vieux-Fort North. With this roundup on veterans football, that's sports news for tonight.